Well, good evening, folks in YouTube land and elsewhere. My name is Tim Blaco. I'm known as the Draft Doctor by Soren Petro. I got my co-host today, Sam Mattis. Sam and I met years ago, and we hit it off because we talked football, and we're still talking football, right, Sam?
Absolutely. We both love it.
Love it. We originally talked some fantasy football. We've been in fantasy leagues together for a number of years, and we like to follow the draft very intently. So we're going to take a look at specifically the Kansas City Chiefs. I got my Chiefs shirt on here. Some of you remember I've done some videos on the Chiefs in the past couple of years on playoffs, the Bengals playoff game. I did one on the Super Bowl with the Eagles before that. Had a lot of viewers. So hopefully some of you guys are coming back and watching what we have today. So we're going to talk the 2024 draft. Last year, the draft was in Kansas City. And I actually went down on Monday because I took that whole week off. I was planning on doing some stuff from the draft, and I came down sick with some bronchitis. And so I was homesick the whole week and not feeling too well at all and totally missed it. This year it's in Detroit. Today is Wednesday, April 17th. The draft starts next Thursday, April 25th. It runs Thursday night, first round, rounds 2 and 3 on Friday, and the final 4 rounds, 4 through 7 on Saturday, beginning in the morning. So when Sam and I were talking earlier today, I said, hey, let's do a draft video. And so I really want to start because we're just focused on the Chiefs. I mean, you can focus on all 32 teams. He's got the top 10 mock up here. And Sam and I both do mocks online with various draft sites. This year, pretty much Pro Football Network is what I've used. Which ones do you use?
Oh, Pro Football Network, Pro Football Focus, and NFL Draft Buzz are the 3 that I use the most. Yeah. And then those are the simulators like we've been using.
Simulators where you can do.
Walter Football is another one that every week, every Monday or Tuesday, they have 2 different authors for the website, and every Monday and Tuesday they update their mocks.
Yeah.
I also go on YouTube, Paul Burmeister. There's all these different ones that they rotate. They have like 3 or 4 people, and then number 1 pick will go like you'll do number 1 pick, I'll do 2, and it alternates just like fantasy. So
yeah, kind of like on the NFL Network. For years and years, I've used NFL Draft Scout from CBS. Pretty much for the ranking of the players. I think they still do the best job. Haven't looked at too much this year. I've just kind of been doing the draft simulators and stuff. So depending on which teams you like, you'll just kind of pick for those teams, and you're looking at those teams. Caleb Williams is projected maybe to go 1 overall, maybe Drake May. Maybe Jaden Daniels, maybe all 3 in the top 3 in some order like that. So the Chiefs, fortunately, pick at 32, and the reason they pick at 32 is they won the Super Bowl. Now, we've done this the last 2 years. Everybody's hoping for a three-peat. There's been some changes in the roster, and there's been some news in the roster that you really don't want. We'll touch on that. So the players the Chiefs have lost this year is Snead, our fine corner. We actually drafted him in the 4th round. We traded him to Tennessee, and we can't afford everybody. He was coming off his rookie contract. And we got a 2nd round next year.
Third next year.
Third next year. We got something this year.
Nope.
Nothing this year?
Nope.
I can't remember what we got. Maybe
we franchised him, and then now we're off the franchise. So we were going to pay him like $15 million.
Yeah.
So we saved some money there.
Yeah, it was a money deal.
It was unfortunate to lose Snead, but
we have a lot of guys in the secondary. Yeah, the year we went to the Super Bowl against the Eagles, we drafted really well in the secondary, both corners and safeties. Started with McDuffie,
Karlaftis.
We got Karlaftis. We got Snead in that draft. We got Joshua Williams, who's a starter now, and some other guys. We drafted some more guys this last year.
Brian Cook was another pick.
Brian Cook was excellent, and of course he got hurt last year.
Yeah.
Chamari Connor stepped up this year very, very well for us.
Another guy sorry to interrupt. Another guy we don't currently have signed is Donovan Smith, who's our left tackle.
That should be a big concern. We really haven't had. Well, we had Eric Fisher when Patrick Mahomes was drafted for a few more years after Mahomes was drafted. He's no longer in the roster.
Orlando Brown.
We had him for a couple of years. He's no longer in the roster. So we got Donovan Smith last year. I thought he was a little bit lazy when I looked at the highlights and went back through some Super Bowl video and plays, and I don't know. But it didn't seem like he'd be the left tackle of the future. We got him from Tampa Bay, or he left Tampa. and we signed him. So he's got a Super Bowl with both teams, one against the Chiefs and one for the Chiefs.
Right.
The other player that we're kind of missing right now, and I haven't heard the medical update on Joe Tooney. Have you heard anything on Joe Tooney?
I haven't heard anything positive or negative.
Okay.
I think he's just recovering.
Yeah.
We let Marquez Valdez-Scantling go.
Yeah. A lot of receivers. The biggest news recently, and I found this out about an hour ago from a friend who's got some insight, is on Rashee Rice. Of course, everybody knows he was involved in an auto accident, like the middle of the day, afternoon, or something like that, down there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Caused some injuries to some other people. There's now $1 million lawsuit out on him. I believe they found marijuana in his car. He walked away from the accident, so that's a felony in itself. Leaving the scene of an accident. He's got a lot of legal problems. He's got a problem from the NFL. Are you ready for this? Because my friend Brian told me just within the last hour, he left his playbook in the car.
Okay.
This is a big no-no in the NFL. If somebody finds that playbook and disseminates it to the Dallas Cowboys or whoever's down there,
pictures of it,
take pictures, whatever, they may not change the plays. They're going to have to change the whole lingo and everything else. So the NFL,
it's a confidentiality breach.
So this breaks the NFL confidentiality clause. So not only could he be fined for that, but also suspended for that. Plus he had weed in his car. Plus he left the scene of an accident because he could have felony charges.
May have had guns.
Everything. Just a really bad scene. I really can't see the Chiefs keeping this guy. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen legally. And then he's got all these answers. He's got an answer to the NFL for. So I don't think you can put Rashee Rice on this roster. He's going to be off the roster with some designation, I'm sure.
Right.
And if he doesn't miss at least half the season, he might miss all the season. We don't know. So you can pretty much guarantee the Chiefs are going to have to draft a receiver.
Another guy we did let go of is Willie Gay. He went to the Saints. I apologize.
Saints, no problem there.
Subjects. And Mike Edwards.
And Mike Edwards, I wasn't so concerned about the Edwards thing because we have Connor. And Brian Cook would have been playing if Edwards wasn't. Connor and Cook are both better than Edwards. Yeah. Deion Bush had a key interception and such.
But no, you're right. I mean, our receiving core is probably bottom 5.
Let's just kind of give you the receiving core. You want to scroll that down just a little bit.
Justin Watson.
Right. Okay. So here's the Chiefs starting receiving core. Justin Watson, who is a nice 4th, 5th receiver, maybe. Marquise Hollywood Brown, who we signed in the offseason, nice signing, but the guy never finishes a year. He seems to always get banged up. I think he had one full year, maybe.
Probably.
It was with the Ravens. He had 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. We hope that repeats year after year as long as he's with us, but he's certainly not a guarantee. The other starter we have is Rashee Rice. Well, we talked about him, so you got to pencil in somebody else. Behind Rice is Montrell Washington, Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore. Sky Moore was a 2nd-round pick a couple of years ago. Really hasn't proven things. Been injured quite a bit. Has an occasional catch.
Fumbled on the punt.
Has some fumble issues on the punts. But he did have a nice return, I think, on one. Kadarius Toney, we know he could be a big play guy, but he also drops a lot of passes. Here's the scoop on Toney from last year. Had he not caught any balls last year, the Chiefs would have won 3 more games.
Oh, yeah.
Because of tip balls and fumbles and everything else. Montrell Washington, I don't know much about.
Right.
Justin Ross was a guy I was kind of high on last year because he was with Trevor Lawrence at Clemson, had some really nice games down there and stuff.
Undrafted.
He went undrafted because of some medical issues and everything. We seem to clear those up. Then he had some off-field issues last year with a girlfriend here in Kansas City. Cornell Powell is another guy. Did we draft him or was he just
5th round 2021?
5th round 20? Okay. And he's another guy. He seems to make the practice squad, but can't make that next step.
Yeah.
Nico Remigio was a rookie last year. Was he undrafted?
Yeah.
He had some catches during the preseason.
These guys are just a lot of times for depth and practice squad, and
Jacob Copeland, I know nothing about. Anthony Miller was with the Bears for a few years. Is he out of Florida?
I believe so. Okay. Yeah.
And so I know he was drafted at least, and I don't know how high. And then Shea Smith, I think is how you say his name, went to South Carolina, was drafted by the Panthers, played a couple of years there. So there's just a whole lot of questions at wide receiver. We just don't have that number one type receiver. We think Hollywood Brown might be a one type receiver, but we really need to draft and find a one or two. I was thinking on the way over here tonight of a receiver for Tampa Bay who actually made Johnny Manziel's career.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. So it's not always the quarterback, but it's the receiver sometimes more often than the quarterback.
Yeah.
You see a lot of busts when these college quarterbacks are drafted. Now, Mahomes worked out really well for us. In fact, you wouldn't know any of his receivers he had at Tech.
Yeah, but like Jaden Daniels coming out, he's got Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. So everyone's like, well, he's just got really good receivers that can make plays.
Is it the quarterback or is it the receivers or is it the combination?
Right.
And, guys like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, they think it's the quarterback. Or is it your buddy Tez down in Carolina? Is it, Thomas and
Roman Wilson for Michigan.
Yeah.
They had some other guys, Cornelius Johnson, I believe.
I saw the tape on
Barner.
Cornelius Johnson last night.
Barner,
I haven't seen the tape on Barner, but sometimes it's the quarterback, sometimes it's the receiver. I mean, Tom Brady, I was watching a little thing on him last night when he was drafted, and they were showing when he was drafted, and they're showing the highlights. He only threw 20 touchdowns that year.
In college or in
the senior year at Michigan?
Didn't he split time with that Drew
Henson or somebody like that? I can't remember.
But here's the thing about JJ McCarthy. A lot of people, it's a polarizing topic, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, some people are in love with him, and some people are like, oh, they're someone's gonna draft him third or fourth, and he's not. The problem is with him is that in the second half of games, they were so far ahead, he didn't have to make clutch plays.
Yeah.
So
we just hand the ball off to Blake Corum.
Well, yeah, we don't know how well he would have done if the score was closer. And whereas, like you mentioned, Mahomes, he was chucking it down.
Yeah, he was in that game with Oklahoma that was like 70-65 or something like that.
So
threw for about 700 yards.
So we don't know about JJ McCarthy. Like we don't know. We know there's a lot of people that are kind of in love with his swagger and stuff like that. But they said the same thing about Zach Wilson a few years ago from BYU, and he's essentially.
So we know there's holes at receiver for the Chiefs. You can only count on Marquise Brown as far as I'm concerned right now, and then you can't count on his health. So I'm thinking the Chiefs need multiple receivers in this draft. Another place of concern, I look at the starting left tackle. We mentioned Donovan Smith's gone or not signed, at least right now. We might be looking at some other players. We might make a trade beforehand. And
Jawan Taylor has experience at left tackle, so there is a chance that he could get shifted to left tackle, and then we can draft a right tackle.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know.
So last year we drafted Wanye Morris. He's listed as the starting left tackle right now. Mm-hmm. Inside you got Joe Tooney, who has a torn pec. We're not sure on his health. He is getting older. He gets paid a lot of money, over $20 million a year, something like that. I don't know what the timetable is on torn pec. I know it's at least 6-7 months. This happened in January, so he might not be getting back until camp. If he's 100%, then you're not sure if he's going to tear the same muscle again or not. Now, you want him in there as long as he's healthy, but we're going to have to eventually replace him anyway. Center, Trey Smith, pretty solid.
Center's Creed Humphrey.
I'm sorry, Creed Humphrey. I was looking one more down. Yeah. Looking at an angle. So Creed Humphrey, pretty solid center, even though he dribbled some balls back to Mahomes last year.
Might be the best center in the NFL.
Yeah, very good block. Trey Smith was a steal. Was he fifth or sixth round? Sixth round. Yeah. Of course, there were some issues. I don't know, it was blood clots or blood clots or something. But apparently, that's cleared up for him. So that was a steal for us. Then we mentioned Jawan Taylor, who we got last year from Jacksonville.
False starting every play.
Yeah, early in the season especially. But he wasn't lazy like Donovan Smith, at least. It looks like he was a little more into the game. And then backing him up, Lucas Niang at left tackle, who was a third-round pick from TCU, a guy who I gave up maybe one sack in college.
Big guy.
But he was drafted the year of COVID, so he sat out because of COVID. And then he had some injuries, and he couldn't get into the starting lineup. When he's been pretty solid, I think.
Yeah, I think it's imperative that we draft either a left tackle or right tackle. I think Wanye and Niang with all due respect, I think they should be counted on as depth only at this point.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for me to trust
unless
him.
unless the Yank's totally healthy. If he's totally healthy, I think he's probably ready to go.
But if Mahomes is the best recover, it seems like he can recover faster than almost any player in the NFL ever. Yeah, I've been watching it for so long. I mean, they're high ankle sprain, and he's playing the following week.
Yeah, well, his wife's a personal trainer, so that helps out.
And so he recovers faster than. But my point is, we don't want him to continue getting hit.
Yes, yeah,
that's so for sure. Like when you have a inexperienced left tackle, you know that can be.
Mahomes is good and can scramble and make plays with his legs, but yeah, you don't want to get hit that often.
And I'd rather him make plays with his arm.
Now we lost Nick Allegretti to free agency, which was a shame because he's probably going to start. Where did he go?
I think Washington.
Washington. So he might even be starting for Washington. He's just that good. He just couldn't start a guard for us because we had such good guards until a guard went down. Mike Caliendo's the other guy. So we've only got
3 backups in the whole offensive line.
3 backups, and I don't know who. I'll call him Chucky Godric. He's got a African name of some sort there. I don't see Prince Wanago on there. I guess he's gone too. So
yeah. I mean, maybe we just didn't re-sign him yet.
Let's see.
Unrestricted free agent.
Another free agent. So here's some other guys we lost. Valdez Scantling went away. McKinnon's a free agent. Blaine Gabbert, free agent. We signed Carson Wentz. Donovan Smith, free agent. Nicole Hardman, free agent. Richie James is a free agent. Blake Bell's a free agent. So even though we have
Irv Smith will replace.
Yeah, we did sign Irv Smith to back up Kelsey. So and do we still have Noah Gray? Okay.
Yeah, we still have him.
And then Jody Fortson, who was actually a good receiver but couldn't stay on the field because he kept getting hurt.
He's gone.
So we need
Fortson's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need tackles. We need a guard spot for sure, and we need receivers. So that's what I'm looking at is the first 3 picks. Out of all those, and this is a really deep receiver draft, thankfully. So you can still get some nice receivers in the 2nd and 3rd, and even in the 4th rounds, some later. Cornelius, what's his last name? Johnson from Michigan.
Tall, he's huge.
Yeah, good hands, possession type receiver.
USC.
Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's kid. Yeah. There's a lot of bloodlines in this draft. Marvin Harrison, top of the board there. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Joe Alt.
Brendan Rice. Joe Alt, the Chiefs, John Alt, the former tackle. Yeah.
Number 76.
Frank Gore Jr. Frank Gore Jr. is in there. There's another McCaffrey in the draft.
Luke McCaffrey,
receiver out of Rice.
Christian's brother.
Yeah. So if you just draft on bloodlines, you'd have a pretty good draft.
Yeah. And there's probably 1 or 2 that we're forgetting here.
I'm sure there is. We'll get to them. So let's take a look at who might be around.
Jeremiah Trotter
Jr. Yeah, linebacker. And he might be a choice for the Chiefs, replacing Willie Gay. They're maybe 3rd round.
Yep.
I could see that happening. So you might see something like a left tackle. Now, the left tackles that may be there. Now, I saw one, and he's really a right tackle from Georgia. They had Marius Mims. I saw somebody mock him today to the Chiefs.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of different names mocked to the Chiefs. The guys that might be there, maybe a Marius Mims. He's more of a right tackle. Guyton from Oklahoma, Tyler Guyton, left tackle. Okay.
He's played on both, I believe.
Both sides, yeah. Jordan Morgan from Arizona State, from Arizona. Now he's just a left tackle. And I heard him talk about him, and he's very solid. He's probably NFL ready type. I think he was captain on the team.
Someone told me today that they think his arms are too short.
Too short?
And he might be a guard.
Huh.
So if that's the case, I don't know if you take him at 32.
Yeah.
But if he's versatile, that helps us. But
and the guy you mentioned was Patrick Paul from Houston.
Yeah, big fan. Big
fan of him.
Paul. But he's a 2nd round.
Yeah. Well, now here's the thing: the Chiefs draft 32nd. There might be a team that wants to move up. If Bo Nix, the quarterback, falls all the way to the end of the round, you could see a team want to trade up with the Chiefs at 32. One of those teams might be the Raiders. But it could be.
If it's the Raiders, hopefully we get like 6 extra.
Yeah, exactly. Like so we might be moving down 7, 8 spots, maybe 10 spots. But that's kind of what we need, because we could still get Patrick Paul probably in the four. I'm seeing him go as late as last pick of the second round in mocks, but I think in the 40s you would still get Patrick Paul.
The one thing I will say is that Brett Veach is a very unpredictable individual. Even he himself said that we had no our whole front office had no, we weren't looking at Trent McDuffie at all. But because Trent McDuffie fell 10, I think he was all the mocks that I saw up until the draft had him at like 12 or 13, give or take one or two. He fell to, I believe, 21. And so we jumped up and got him. Brett Veach had no idea we were going to end up with Trent McDuffie. So the best player available approach can sometimes be the appropriate approach, because.
But it's got to be position need. You're not just going to take the best punter.
Well, McDuffie wasn't really a need at the time. I mean, maybe you can make the case that he was, but
I think we did need a corner. I think we need, and he just happened to fall. So there might be that player that falls to us in the draft that we might take. I've seen Guyton go as high as like 14 or 15. The tackle from Oklahoma.
Yeah, and so you have Kingsley Suamadia. BYU
guy.
Huge. If we end up with him at 32, I'm set for that.
And that would make sense because Andy Reid's a BYU guy.
Oh yeah, I didn't even put those two together. But I love Kingsley. I think he's a good one. There's 3 offensive linemen that are going to go in the first round that all their names start with F. Yeah. So Fuaga, Fatano, and Fashanu. And I'd take any of those guys, but they'll probably be gone before we select them, unless we trade up.
But at least it's deep enough. I think it's deep enough at tackle where we could still get a good one at 32, or if we trade back to even like 40 or something.
Yeah. If we trade back and get Kingsley, I'm like Brett Veach is.
I think we could trade back and get Kingsley or Paul. At least Paul. At worst, we would still get Paul.
Oh yeah, Paul for me is like maybe a 64. You trade up. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe from 64 go up to like 50 or something.
So you want to get the receiver early? A lot of receivers.
Good question.
Okay, so let's throw some receivers' names. They're going to probably be there at where the Chiefs pick at 32. The guy I really like is Troy Franklin out of Oregon. There's Worthy, who ran the 4.22 40. There's his teammate Mitchell.
Adonai.
Yeah. We like Ricky Pearsall. I've seen him go as early as 40.
Yeah. Ladd McConkey.
I'm not really sold on. I know he's a Georgia guy, but I'd like the other guys a little better.
Okay. Ladd McConkey, they say that once he gets drafted, he will be in the top 10 route runners in the whole NFL, which not just for this draft class, the whole NFL, like even all the veterans and everything. Okay. So they say his route running is top notch, and Pearsall is up there too with route running.
Pearsall's a little bigger, I think.
I think,
and he's got some better hands.
185 and 190 respectively. Okay. So they're about 5 pounds.
Yeah, but I think Pearsall's taller, like 6'1".
Okay,
that could be. Yeah, McConkey's a little shorter guy, 5'8", 5'9" guy. So we're talking about 3 or 4 inches.
Ladd's 6 foot 185.
6 foot 185.
Yeah, and Pearsall's 6'1", 190.
Okay,
so Pearsall's slightly
a little taller, a little heavier. Yeah. But would you say McConkey's more like a Julian Edelman type player?
I got him more. Comparing Ladd McConkey, I mean, as you know, there's not. Oh man, I'd have to think about that for a minute. I don't think he's like Edelman though. I don't know. Did you say Edelman or
Julian Edelman?
I think Rashee Rice is like Edelman. I think the way we run the routes, like underneath and hit him underneath, and then try to get him in space and make moves. But they say Ladd McConkey can do it all. But again, there are a lot to choose from at that receiver position, and it's going to be really interesting to see what we do. Keon Coleman from Florida State, 6'4".
Yeah, he's tall guy.
Xavier Legette from South Carolina.
I think Legette's going to go a little early, but if he's there at 32, I think you snag him, don't you?
He's 227 pounds, I believe. And
so if you're at 32 and another team wants to trade back, they want to take it, you're going to get an extra pick somewhere. But
hopefully for this draft,
what guy would you, if there's somebody on the board that you really, really like, would you still trade down? And what guy would you not
If-
pass on at 32? I don't care what you offer me. I want so and so.
So Kingsley Suamadia, if he's at 32 and we get him at 32, I'm happy. But if there's 2 or 3 guys that's ranked, the general consensus have 2 or 3 offensive tackles ranked ahead of him, maybe then you trade back a few spots and hope that Kingsley falls to you.
Depends how far. If you're moving one spot, it's only one player. It's not so. If you're moving 4 spots, you're taking a chance, and their team might move back up too.
So what we did with Sky Moore is we George Pickens and Alec Pierce were both available before we traded, and then when we traded back, George Pickens and Alec Pierce were taken back to back, and then we took Sky Moore. So my friend, we text on a text thread, and he wanted George Pickens.
Oh yeah,
and it turned out to be that George Pickens has had a much better career than Sky Moore.
Coming from Georgia and seeing what he did at Georgia, I was like,
he makes that most acrobat. He's probably the best acrobatic. He makes these catches.
And now he's got 2 new quarterbacks there.
Yeah, and now at least he'll probably have a guy that can actually throw the ball. I mean, no offense to Kenny Pickett, but I haven't really.
No, plenty of offense to Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, he's not that.
He's got Russ Wilson and then Justin Fields,
which are probably better than Trubisky. And
you think the Bears would like to go back and take Mahomes over Trubisky?
I think the Bengals would like to take Mahomes over John Ross.
Yeah, it's true.
Burrowhead.
Yeah, there we go.
Mr. Burrowhead hasn't won anything.
So we've identified really the top 2 choices for the Chiefs should be either probably a left tackle or a receiver.
Yeah. But I'm sure you've seen this too, but defensive back is getting more and more common to see because we lost Snead and because we lost Mike Edwards.
Kool-Aid McKinstry might be there.
Kool-Aid McKinstry, TJ Tampa. I've seen him. Cooper DeJean, if he's available. He probably won't be available.
They listed Cooper DeJean at 25 now.
Yeah, he's a very interesting prospect. I'm seeing him go at 22 to the Eagles a lot. And Green Bay is, I believe, 25. So if Philly passes on him, I think Green Bay's
Green Bay could move up to take
or
him.
We could move up, but I don't think we will.
I think our needs are more at the tackle spot. And
DeJean can do punts. So that and
well, don't forget. Somebody we're not seeing on here is LRZ.
Oh, the
rugby guy we signed,
right here.
Zamet. There it is,
number 9.
Louis Rees Zamet. They list him in the running back. So let's look at the running back room. I don't think it's the greatest, but you got a rugby guy. He's what, 6'3", about 200, 215.
I don't know what his size is, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to make the team, just because he's 6'3", 194.
6'3", 194. So that's pretty good receiver size. A little tall for a running back at 6'3", 194. But in rugby,
Derrick Henry something.
In rugby they get tackled and they don't have pads and helmets. This guy has been clocked faster than our old buddy, number 10, Tyreek Hill.
Okay. Yeah.
They clocked him a little faster than Hill. Now, I don't know if that's running. I think it's run straight, and that's not without pads and helmet. But this guy's bigger than Hill.
Trying to tackle you.
Yeah, this is bigger than Hill. So we'll just see. My hope is that when he catches the ball, he doesn't drop it and then kick it like you can in rugby. You got to remember what.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's very difficult to learn the NFL.
So here's the running back room. We have Pacheco, of course, still on a rookie contract. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who was a first round, whereas Pacheco was a 7th round, but they re-signed Clyde. You've got LaMichael Perrine. You got Deneric Prince, a rookie free agent from last year. We talked about LRZ there. A guy named Keontae Ingram. Keontae Ingram, and then Hassan Hall. I'm not as familiar with those guys.
Maybe play them in the practice squad.
Yeah, I don't think those guys are going to. So really, you've got Pacheco, Edwards-Helaire, and Perrine, and maybe Zamet.
And Bucky Irving. I don't know if you've seen him play, the running back from Oregon. He's about 190 pounds, and his stock has actually went down. I'm not actually sure why. Maybe people think he's too small or something, but maybe we can get him in like the 5th round or something.
Yeah, I think we'll draft a running back somewhere, and we'll
I think
probably
he's
pick
a good
change
of pace to Pacheco. Pacheco's I think 217-ish.
Yeah,
So
I'm just not
get it-
sold on Hilaire.
No.
I just think that we should have cut bait with him
Yeah,
or traded him.
no
or
offense
something.
to him, but I wanted Jonathan Taylor over him.
I did too.
You know, it's just, but you know, you can't get no one's batting 1,000, so to speak.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's for sure. But our GM Veach does pretty well the last few years. We've been making the Super Bowls.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 years in Super Bowls and 3 wins is pretty good. Now we're going to go for a three-peat. So the thing is, they're going to try to win it again this year. Even though we won it twice in a row, kind of unexpectedly because it was kind of rebuild year 2 years ago. And then last year we played so poorly through the season, and the offense was just trash.
Yeah.
Defense was great. Our champion, we did have a championship defense.
In the whole NFL.
Best defense, yeah, no question.
We had the game we lost against Denver, the game we lost against the Raiders on Christmas Day. You would have thought the skies falling.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter what happens in the regular season when you have Mahomes who can kind of hit that other gear, and I don't see any other player
they just turned it on.
That has that gear.
Really was after the Raiders game. And what I noticed was the next week against the Saints, we scored like 7 out of 8 times. No, there were 6 field goals, but we didn't do any of the gadget plays that were screwing us up.
The Raider game?
No, the Cincinnati game.
Okay.
Yeah, right after.
But they
we stopped doing the gadget plays, and it worked.
Yeah.
The offense worked.
Yeah. We need to, without Burrow, it's a little bit different playing the Bengals.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of the Bengals, T. Higgins is on a franchise contract, and many people believe he's going to be traded on draft day. So I don't know if it'll be to the Chiefs.
I don't think they traded him.
The Bills didn't want to trade Stephon Diggs here. They put a block on that.
Yeah.
So it's probably unlikely that he becomes a Chief.
No team wants to trade a quality receiver to Mahomes.
It doesn't seem like anyone wants to do business with us, which is understandable. But completely. At the same time, we can't afford to pay T. Higgins $20 million.
No, we couldn't afford to pay Hill, and we got a nice haul for Hill, and that helped us out. I'm going to go ahead and pull up, and we'll just do kind of a live mock draft here on Pro Football Network, and we'll see. What we got here. Draft Simulator and Pro Football Network, and hopefully it's good here.
And, just to go back to what we were saying earlier, we still have McDuffie, first-round corner, one of the best corners in the league, probably top 10, top 15, objectively. He might be better than that, but objectively, I think everyone would be on the same page with having him in the top 10 or 15. And then our number 2 and number 3 are Joshua Williams and Jalen Watson, respectively. Those guys aren't L'Jarius Sneed, but they're
good. They're
solid. And if we get like a Nate Wiggins or something in the first round, I would not object.
Is that Trey Dean we picked up safety? Wasn't he at Georgia?
I'm not sure. It looks like our third string free safety.
Yeah. We got Echo Boy Doe.
Looks like the Jets.
Yeah, I want to say he was Georgia.
That's Florida.
Okay. I knew it was one of the Southeast schools.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do a Chiefs mock draft here live on my phone.
Are you doing them yourself or having to simulate?
Well, it simulates all the other teams. And, Kingsley. I'm going to hide this right here. Kingsley went 31 here.
Okay.
So let me look at the draft results. Here's what they had. Caleb Williams 1, Jaden Daniels 2 to Washington, 3 Drake May, New England 4 Dallas Turner, Arizona. Marvin Harrison went to the Chargers.
That's high for
Joe Alt 6 to the Giants. Fashanu, the tackle from Penn State, to Tennessee at 7. Malik Neighbors went 8 to the Falcons. Brock Bowers 9 to Georgia to pair up. From Georgia to Chicago. So Chicago got Caleb Williams and Brock Bowers.
They got Cole Kmet, though. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well,
it could.
Why not? Adunze lasted 10 to the Jets. I would expect him to go to Chicago.
Good value.
McCarthy 11 to the Vikings. Terrion Arnold corner from Bama to the Broncos at 12. 13.
Isn't Pat Surtain from Alabama too? So they got double. They got double.
I can't remember Surtain. I thought he was another.
I thought it was Alabama.
Fuaga, the tackle from Oregon State to the Raiders. Latu, the edge rusher from UCLA to the Saints. Quinion Mitchell, a cornerback Toledo to the Colts. Jared Verse, Florida State to the Seahawks. Amarius Mims, tackle from Georgia to Jacksonville. The other tackle that we talked about, the 3F tackles, Fatanu from Washington to the Bengals. J.C. Latham, tackle.
I love J.C. Latham. I forgot to mention him. But
so he went 19.
He'll be gone.
19 to the Rams. At 20, Nate Wiggins, cornerback Clemson to the Steelers. Brian Thomas lasted to the Dolphins at 21. Kool-Aid went 21 to the Eagles.
22.
Yeah. 22, sorry. Keon Coleman, 23 to the Vikes. Jackson Powers Johnson, the center, to Dallas. Do you think they're going to grab the center?
I like Jackson Powers.
Look at this. Tyler Guyton, 5 to the Packers. Whole bunch of tackles gone now. Receivers dropping. Center Graham Barton. Do you see a second center going? He might be the son. Is he the son of the Barton guy that played for the Giants?
I don't know, but he can play guard. Just because it says center, sometimes
Xavier Worthy to the Cardinals at 27. I thought they got didn't they have an earlier pick? Oh, they got Dallas Turner earlier. Okay, let's see that, I guess. Byron Murphy, defensive tackle to the Bills. Chop Robinson, edge, Penn State. Cooper DeJean to the Ravens at 30. And then Kingsley from BYU goes to Frisco. So the player pool for us.
Best player available is
Johnny Newton, defensive tackle, Illinois. Safety, Tyler Nubin is next.
Mm-hmm. Looks like mainly defensive players. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just hit defense. I want to hit all.
Oh, I was going to say, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So
Michael
hitting all.
Penix is still there.
Yeah. Johnny Newton. We don't want Penix. Adonai Mitchell at 31. And that would fill the need at receiver. Bo Nix. Somebody might want to trade up to get him. Jordan Morgan. Christian Haynes, guard. You don't want him. Safety.
I would look at the trades at this point.
You got McConkey. So here's what we're being offered. The Cardinals they have a pick at 35 and 90 that they'll give us for 32 and 159.
Okay.
Now the next offer is Cleveland 54, 85 and a second next year. That's kind of dropping down quite a bit.
Yeah,
I don't think that's as good as the Cardinals.
That's the only
so the Cardinals trade. Yeah, we dropped down three in the drop down 3 in the first, but we go from 159 to 90. That's where that's the ideal trade. So we're going to accept that trade.
Mm-hmm. And now
they're going through some stuff. Now the Raiders want to offer us 44 for 35, and they'll throw in 112. That still puts us in a nice position to grab some extra depth. Okay. Houston 40 drops a 7, and then we give them a 131 for a second round pick next year.
I like the other one better.
I like
look at the player pool before you decide.
We're at pick 35 now. Newton, Penix, and Bo Nix are still on the board.
Adnai's gone.
Yeah.
So, but McConkey's there.
McConkey's still there.
Franklin.
Now we're going to go to 44. So Troy Franklin's still there at 45 for a receiver. Cooper Beebe, a guard. That wouldn't be bad at Kansas State. Legette's still there. They got him down to 51. I'd take him.
A little. Scroll
Patrick Paul's still
who are the best 8, 5? Okay. So Jordan Morgan, the 2 quarterbacks we don't need. You assume the Raiders are the Raiders are trading up to get one of those guys.
Right.
So Christian Haynes,
guard now.
To me, I'd probably do that trade again, 44.
Okay, so we're gonna make a second trade, move down twice. Now we're picking up one at 90 and one at 112. For a one, we gave away 159.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we moved out of the first round from 32. We're going to move down to 44. We moved down twice.
Yeah.
And we picked up a 90 and a 112 and given up a 159.
We're hoping the Raiders get their franchise quarterback at least.
Yeah.
You think? Oh no, they took Bo Nix.
Yeah. I think
all right. Hide that for a second.
Okay. New Orleans wants to move up 1 pick to 44 from 45. And take away our 173, but we got a third round from them next year. Houston 59, we're not going to take that one. I think we're just going to go ahead and pick. So, Johnny Newton, defensive tackle, still on the board. Penix still on the board. Nix went to the Raiders. Jordan Morgan's still there. Ladd McConkey's still there.
The thing for me is either Morgan or McConkey.
And I like Franklin.
But, it's
up to you.
Could we trade? We probably couldn't trade down and still get. What was the Texans' offer?
We could move. Now we'd pick up a third next year and lose our 173.
What's the tech? Oh, that's the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, which isn't bad because we got 3 guys we like, 3 or 4 guys we like. I'll go ahead and accept that. And
but we lose the
we lose our
round.
173, but we pick up an extra
third
round next year.
Yeah. And then
Miami wants us to move down 10. We're going to reject that. Move down 6. Oh, we pick up a 98 there from Pittsburgh.
Look at who's available.
Let's see. Now we're at another point here. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Probably not. No, not so much. Okay. So we have the 40. We've traded down a couple times. We're at pick 45. So we dropped 13 spots. We picked up 2 extra picks earlier in the second, third rounds this year.
Yeah.
And we've picked up a third round for next year. So we're getting the haul. We can move down 6 spots from 45 to 51 and also pick up number 98.
But look who's available first, and then
so Newton, Penix Jr., Morgan, McConkey, Benson, Isaac Franklin. I like him. BB's still there. Legette's still there.
I like Cameron.
Jalen Polk is still there.
Yeah. Cameron Kinchin's the safety from Miami is also.
So there's a lot of people there. So let's do this trade. We're going to move down one more time. We're just greedy. We're going to get some.
And that's a third round. That's a compensatory third round. So we can.
Okay. We don't dare move down anymore, do we?
Well, look at the other trade first.
Yeah, let's see what the other one is. We're at 51. Buffalo wants to give us 160. Now it's 81. So we're going to reject both these. We're finally going to make our first pick.
Still Morgan and McConkey. I don't know if I believe that those two.
And Leggett's still there too.
Yeah.
And Patrick Paul.
Leggett we could get with our second pick. Well, no, hit my picks on there. See where we're at.
Yeah, we have 51 and 64. Then we have 90, 95, 98. We got 3 and 8 picks.
Yeah.
In the mid round, which is excellent. I think that's a sweet spot of the draft.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. We're going to make our pick here.
I would probably go. Who's the first one?
The first
Johnny
one,
Newton. I mean,
defensive tackle, but that's not a need. We need the line help. I'm thinking either Morgan, McConkey. Let me see where Paul is because
he might be taken already. I didn't see him. He might be gone.
Let's see. Tackle.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, Paul's gone. So let's go ahead with Jordan Morgan there. I think he's a solid guy.
That's a good.
So we got him at 51, was it?
Yeah.
We got him at 51. His value was 36.
Yeah. So
and we picked up a bunch of. Okay, so we have the 64th pick. We're not going to trade with Minnesota. They want to give us one away. We're not going to do that one. So now we have pick 64, and the player pool is.
Well, you have.
I better do them all. We're going to go receiver. Oh, Legette's there.
We'll hit all first, and then.
We'll hit all. Johnny Newton, so they're Legette.
I would go Legette.
So we're going to get Xavier Legette from South Carolina.
Yeah.
And he's the 51st overall ranked player. We're getting him at 64. So we made value picks.
2 for 1.
Yeah, we got a guy at 51 who was ranked 36. We're going to get a guy at 64 who was ranked 51.
Yeah.
So now we've got a tackle and we got a receiver.
Yeah.
And we got extra picks.
Exactly.
And we're going to have 3 picks and 8. They want us to move down to. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to reject that. No, we're not going to do that either. They're not giving us anything.
Abrams Drain. Click on his name, see how tall he is.
Abrams Drain from Missouri is 5'11", 179, kind of smallish.
McDuffie, I think, is like 5'10" or 5'11", but I think he's bigger than 180.
We can get Jeremiah Trotter Jr. here. We need the linebacker.
You don't like Abrams Drain? I think
I just don't.
Might be.
I think we got plenty of depth. Look, there's Tavondre Sweat.
He had a DUI recently in Texas. I mean, aren't we a little?
Your buddy Johnny Wilson at 95.
I think that's a reach. I mean, I would look at Abrams Drain. I would look at.
I think I like Trotter Jr.
Okay.
Because we lost Willie Gay, so we're going to replace Willie Gay.
But we have Tranquil, Bolton, and Chenal.
I know, but you need backups because they always get banged up. Bloodlines.
Yeah, 87. That's fine.
We're going to go Jeremiah Trotter Jr. there. I'm going to get guys that could potentially start. I don't know if Drain could start amongst that group. We're not going to do that. Try and give us a 156 for a 95th. No way. I like these 3 picks in a row.
Kalen Bullock.
I accidentally took somebody.
I think it was Tavondre Sweat.
I think I went ahead and got Trevante Sweat there. Why not?
Hit high.
You like him, right?
Well, he had a DUI.
Well, yeah, okay. I didn't mean to. I was trying to go down with it.
Yeah,
okay, I got Sweat at 95. That's not the end of the world because you've only got 2 more years of Chris Jones anyway.
2 more? I thought he just signed like a 5-year deal or something.
Yeah, but you know how it goes. He's not going to last that long.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually took Trevante Sweat, but it's still not bad. So our pick here at 98.
I like both those guys at the top, Kalen Bullock.
Do you like Dominic Cooney from Kansas?
Yeah, but I mean, do you want a tackle or do you want a guard?
We have a tackle in the other guy, Jordan Morgan.
Yeah, but if Morgan, what if Morgan's a guard? What if?
Well, let's look at Puny here. 6'5", 303.
Yeah. I mean, he's a local guy. You can't go wrong, but you got Kieran Amagaji, Kyron Kieran, Kalen Bullock as safety.
Do you like I thought this guy had an injury.
Not sure on that. Yale. I mean, there's not a ton of guys coming out of Yale.
Yeah.
But he's probably really smart.
Yeah. Verified mauler who relishes the chance to bury opponents when they give up leverage. Kind of guy I want. Okay, let's get him. So we got 2 tackles. We might need them. We can always move Morgan inside the guard.
That's exactly right. I think Morgan's pretty versatile, and Kalen Bullock's still available. Sandra still, which I think we talked about before. And there's Bucky Irving, the running back that I mentioned.
Okay, so we're at 112.
Yeah, so basically the 4th round, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the 3rd round ends at 100 because of the compensatory.
Do you like Braylon Allen, the running back from Wisconsin?
I mean, I personally would take Bucky, but
6'1", 235. Yeah, 6'1", 235.
Like a Ron Dane type.
Yeah, 20 years old as an NFL rookie.
Well, do you want someone bigger than Pacheco or someone smaller?
Well, he's bigger than Pacheco.
I know. So smaller would be Bucky Irving. Bigger would
I think he would go bigger because that 3rd and 1 problem we seem to have.
Yeah.
He might solve our 3rd and 1 problem, but he's also Christian Okoye type.
What size was Ron Dane? That seems kind of like a 235. I mean, maybe Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's 6'4", 6'3". This guy's 6'1". But it's just running backs are just not.
That's a consideration there. I don't know much about Bullock. I know Sanistrill's a playmaker.
Yeah, so secondary and running backs are pretty.
This guy's kind of a
5'9".
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's short.
Well, you're just saying
corner.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of too many wide receivers.
He's a former receiver with excellent ball skills. So what do you think?
I mean, if it's me, I probably don't go running back, but I mean, I probably go one of the DBs. But
would you get Ray Davis there?
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't take Ray Davis?
It's a reach. These are all reaches.
Let me look at see what's that receiver.
Jamari Thresh.
I like Cowing. But
yeah. 142 though. Where are we at? 112.
Yeah, we're at 112. I think.
It's still another full round later.
We have 112 and 131.
Mm-hmm. So you could probably get him in the next round. With the next pick.
All right, let's look here. We don't have a pick up because we gave up some.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't like our running back room. I'm going to take the big Braylon Allen guy.
Okay.
We just haven't had a big running back in a while. 235, he's like a fullback.
Yeah.
But he's got a running back. Tennessee's offering us 146 and 182 for 131. We're going to reject that.
Mm-hmm. Kyrie Jackson, how big is he? Click on him.
Corner.
Yeah.
6'3", 194 corner.
Mm.
Tempting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, I know you just took a running back, but Marshawn Lloyd is also a big guy from USC. He's not that big.
Like Jacob Cowing.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Let me go Jacob Cowing. He reminds me of Tyreek Hill. Maybe not as speedy, but he gets open. Have you seen the tape on him?
What school did he?
Let me pull him up here. We didn't get your buddy Ray Davis. Now that Davis.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording here. We're just switching. Yeah.
Grab these sausages.
I think that was the end of our picks.
Yeah, it is.
So we ended up with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks in the 130. And here's Jake Cowan.
And we got a third next year, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, Arizona?
Yeah. And
So
this kid is. Doesn't it kind of look like Phil in a way?
Bigger than
5'8", 168. Kind of smallest, sticks behind everybody. So that's Jacob Cowan. He's just a nifty little player. Okay, so we'll give this draft again. We took Jordan Morgan all the way down at 51. We traded down to 51 several times. We got the 3rd round pick next year and some other stuff going on. We got Leggett, who's a nice receiver out of South Carolina, and Jeremiah Trotter Jr., linebacker, Clemson. We got Trevonde Sweat by accident, but this is still a good pick. Then we took the tackle from Yale, who you can't pronounce his name. We'll call him Chiron. That's his first name. Then we got Braylon Allen, the big running back from Wisconsin, and then Cowan, another receiver. And I think that's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
You got
we needed
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in 131 picks. So we're drafting inside every 20 picks.
And we got 2 offensive linemen and 2 wide receivers. Exactly what we needed.
Yeah, pretty much. I would take that draft. So, hey, let's do another one. They go pretty quick, so I'll just restart the draft here. And let's see what happens maybe if we just stay at our pick.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do any trades.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the Chiefs here. The nice thing
One
about
we
these,
should do where we simulate the Chiefs too after this.
Yeah, we'll simulate the Chiefs after this and see what they come up with. All right. Get rid of that. Well, of course it didn't. I hate those little pop-up ads. Okay. So at 32, the player pool is this.
Similar to last time.
Well,
except Keon.
Guyton's available. So Byron Murphy, defensive tackle. We're going to pass on him from Texas. We can go Tyler Guyton, tackle Oklahoma. Xavier Worthy, the speed guy that won the 40-yard dash. We're not going to go Bo Nix. Keon Coleman's available. Jordan Morgan, we took him last time. You want to go Guyton, Worthy, Coleman, or are you going to stick with Morgan?
You know what, man? Keon Coleman has the same initials as we do. Kansas City, KC. What's
6'3", 213.
He's not very fast. He has a 4.6 40, which is on the low end. It's on the high end, I guess. It's on the slow end, I guess I should say. But 6'3", and I've seen things say he was 6'4", so he might be the Valdez-Scantling that we thought we were getting out of it.
But you wouldn't draft Valdez-Scantling in the first.
I'm saying when we got Valdez-Scantling, we didn't get what we thought we were going to get.
Do you know what the RSA grade is?
RAS.
RAS, I'm sorry.
It's so Xavier gets like a 9.99.
Mm-hmm.
It's a RAS score. It measures like pretty much like all the.
Is it better to be high or low?
High.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy's got an 819.
Mm-hmm. But look at Xavier Leggett. There's some guys that are on 10. I want to say Marvin Harrison had a 10.
Mm-hmm.
A couple other guys, but.
So Guyton is a 9.73, 6'7", 322.
Doesn't have a lot of experience, though. Makes me a little bit nervous.
Big, tall.
What are his weaknesses? Tall frame. Doesn't have great grip strength.
One season starting only on the right side.
Right.
Would you put him on the right and move Taylor to the left?
I'd play them both and see who's better at which one. And
You want to go Guyton? You like Worthy, the speedy guy?
No.
No?
don't like Worthy. I'd go Guyton or Coleman.
I think I can find a receiver. Let's go Guyton. All right, so we got Tyler Guyton, Oklahoma. We got 2 Oklahoma tackles now, Wanya Morris and Tyler Guyton.
Okay.
Figure it out, boys.
Okay.
No trades. So we're picking at 64.
Braylon Trice, no. Ben's probably not. Brandon Dorless, I mean, I know we're not really looking for edge, but he's a big guy. There's Ricky Pearsall.
I think we need the receiver.
Scroll up again.
I think he's the best receiver on the board.
Roman Wilson.
But
I would take Pearsall.
Let's go Pearsall. We need the receiver. Second round, grab your receiver there. Now, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs are going to trade back and get the extra pick to compensate for Rice, but we're just doing a straight up draft here.
You're only on receivers.
I'm only on receivers. This thing's really sensitive. Okay.
I like Roger Rosengarten. I know we just took Guyton, but
Or do you want to take the guard Puny from Kansas?
Yeah, I would probably go with one of those two, based on who's available on that.
Rosengarten 6'5", 308.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to get 2 tackles?
The problem
And move
with
somebody
Jawan
inside
Taylor,
the guard?
I mean, if we can somehow get rid of Taylor next year, I don't know what his dead cap would be.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't really.
You can always trade.
I didn't really. I wasn't crazy about him this past year. It seemed like.
But you like Rosengarten.
I do.
You take.
But I'm Washington. I mean, that's my team. So.
Oh, okay.
But Puny could play guard. He could probably, possibly play center if we lose Humphrey to free agency or down the line. So, and Trey Smith is also going to be a guy that's going to want to get paid.
Yeah. Be 24.
Either one is fine with me.
Let's take Rosengarten. He's a little higher rate at 919. That way you got 2 tackles. You can always move the tackles inside, right? Okay, so we've got tackle taken care of just in case.
Yeah.
And
so fortified.
And we got one receiver and Pearsall. All right. Hey, there's Ray Davis there.
Mm-hmm. Marshawn Lloyd. Scroll up.
Do you like any of them better? There's a defensive tackle, and then Lobby, the running back from New Hampshire, Jalen Wright, Tennessee. So there's some running backs here in the 4th round. Jalen Ford's a linebacker. There's a guard.
Cam Hart. Click on Cam Hart, the corner.
6'3", 202.
Raz scores 9. I'd probably take him unless you don't want him.
You don't like Ray Davis better than him?
I do, but I think there's so many running backs that I think some of them will fall to us at the next pick. Do we have another? We have 2 5ths, right? Is this one of our 5ths or is this?
Maybe.
How dare you?
Yeah, I talked to that guy earlier. Get out of there. Okay. So
there's so many running backs.
Let's go Cam Hart. We'll take the corner.
Did you take him? I don't know. If maybe it
I
froze
think
up.
the
It
call
might have froze up because you called it or because someone called you. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it goes. I think. Sometimes it just frees up. Yeah, we did get Cam Hart there. It got choppy on the.
Mm-hmm. Wow, it's going to be hard to see what's going on there.
Okay, so we got Guyton, Purcell, Rosengarten, Cam Hart. We're at 159 now.
Mm-hmm. Can't really see what's going on.
Yeah, this kind of got messed up.
You can start over if you want.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
I'll just give them the ones that we already did. Just let them know who we got.
Yeah. Well, they heard us, I think. Okay, we're going to try this again. Hopefully nobody calls. I told that guy not to call, and he called. So I called him before I got here. All right.
Now on this one, do you want to simulate or do you want to?
Yeah, we'll just let it totally simulate there. Let's see
Okay.
how it goes. And we'll pause it when we get to the Chiefs pick. I think that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Yep.
Looked like we got Kool-Aid. I couldn't tell.
No, we traded down with the Raiders.
No, I think we traded up.
Did we trade up?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Brian Thomas.
We traded up to number 20 and got Brian Thomas Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what did we have to give to do that? Our 64th and 95th pick.
All three. Yeah, all three. So we're done until the fourth round.
Yeah, we're done until the fourth round, but we got Brian Thomas Jr. Is that worth it?
Not to me, but I mean, with that being said, I would be excited to have Brian Thomas and to have potentially the fourth best receiver in the draft, but to lose your other two picks. And,
we'll do another simulation because that's too much.
Yeah, I'm kind of one of those quantity over quality kind of guys.
We'll see what we get here, but that's a lot. I mean, we're not drafting again until hell freezes over, it looks like. I didn't even see us get a pick here. Oh, offensive tackle Blake Fisher, Notre Dame. That was another trade we made. Let's see.
Traded up. So we lost another pick. We basically got two players in 5 rounds.
Nasty. We gave up 131 and 159 for 113. I can tell you this is not what Brett Veach is going to do.
I don't think there's any way. I don't think that's the Andy Reid way either.
No.
I mean, 2 picks. I mean, Isaac
Garindo, running back Louisville at 173. Then we're going to have a pick at 221. But you did get Brian Thomas Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a tackle. You got a receiver and a tackle. In the 7th round, we got a linebacker from Nebraska. I just don't even think that works. We'll try it again because it certainly won't do the same thing twice to us. And then we'll try one more pick, one more round where we just make the one pick and no trades.
Well, that's what you're doing now.
Okay, we'll try that here.
Okay.
That's right. My thumb is just too fast sometimes. And of course the ad comes up. I hate the ad.
Cooper DeJean's available.
Cooper DeJean, Adonai Mitchell,
Jordan Morgan, Xavier Worthy, Tyler Nubin.
Yeah, we're not going to go down past Morgan. So anybody, DeJean to Morgan, who do you like?
Well,
make the pick. Make the first pick.
You know, you probably hate me, but I might go DeJean.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a need, but it's a value pick. It's a best player available pick.
All right. We took Cooper DeJean. I'll make the next pick.
Yeah. So with this next pick, I would definitely go tackle or receiver.
Penix is there. Cooper Beebe's there.
So yeah, Pearsall and Leggett Leggett's gone, huh? Mm-hmm. So Pearsall and Roman Wilson. And who else?
I'm going to take Beebe. He's got experience in both guard and tackle spots, 6'3", 322. I want to make you pick the receiver in the 3rd round.
Okay. And then we could do one where you pick the first, and I'll do the even number rounds if you want.
Cooper Beebe, K-State. We got a local guy. Play guard or tackle.
DeJean's Iowa.
We're staying local, aren't we? You want receiver here? Johnny Wilson's there at 95.
Mm-hmm. Scroll down a little.
I think he's going to make a tight end. I'd give him a tight end.
Yeah, we kind of missed our
Jermaine Burton.
He slapped a woman.
Uh-oh.
Take
your buddy. I know you like Johnny.
I do, but I just...
Let's see who else is out there in receiver. Well, we got a whole bunch of receivers.
Click on Malik.
Malik Washington for Virginia.
What size he is. 5'8". I mean, go back to the best.
Thrash, Brendan Rice, Jacob
Cowing for those guys, I think.
All. We're just gonna go all.
I don't like tight end there. Mason Smith's not horrible. I'll take Trotter.
Trotter, the linebacker. Okay,
I'll take him.
You got two defensive guys and an offensive lineman. Here's our.
Even though we don't need. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go receiver next pick. Let's see who's out there for me. Ray Davis is there. He looked pretty good on that tape.
Yeah, I kind of screwed the pooch not getting a receiver. In retrospect, I would have taken Mitchell or.
We wouldn't get Taj Washington here. Boy, the receivers just keep dropping off the board.
Yeah,
it's a receiver draft, and we haven't got one yet.
Yeah.
Coker, Holy Cross. Whoop, there's Cornelius Johnson. He's at 206. I'm going to let you get him next round.
Yeah, it's definitely I should have taken a receiver by now.
Hey, I'm going to take Ray Davis. I like that runner. I'll take Ray Davis. We have no receivers.
Beach is getting fired. I'll take Coker. That's fine. Just take the best receiver available at that point.
Yeah, 6'1", 208.
He's big enough. Yeah.
All right. We'll have to watch this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to take Cornelius Johnson next. How about that?
That's fine with me. He's a big guy too.
So we're taking receivers late.
This is just receivers.
Yeah.
Is it me or you?
I took Johnson last, so.
I don't know any of these guys.
Oh, Joe Melton, quarterback.
Dallin Holker. Just take Holker. Dallin Holker.
The tight end, Colorado State.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's have a little guy that see if he can play.
It's like, oh, that's something else. Let's see what we got there.
What?
No, hit on some ad.
Oh, yeah.
Pop-up ads, you got to love them.
That's the bad thing about free sites, I guess. They
gotta pay one way or another.
Get paid somehow.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Dallin Hooker. 6'3", 241, and he had a res of 607. Must have hit somebody. All right. That's what we got there. So our picks for that one was Cooper DeJean. Sam had first. I took Cooper Beebe. We took a couple Coopers.
Yep. Guard.
Then Jeremiah Trotter Jr., linebacker. Then Ray Davis, the running back. Jalen Coker, Holy Cross. I need to look at his tape. Cornelius Johnson, receiver, Michigan. We both like him. And Dallin Holker. Okay, so we're going to restart, and I'll do the first pick. And again, we're not going to trade out here.
Yeah, you could drive yourself crazy with the trades.
Yeah. And it's probably not going to be exactly those. We'll see what happens. But I am kind of hoping they trade down, get the extra picks in the third round. You know, even if they trade down twice, I wouldn't mind it. But I think that sweet spot is second, third round, and get as many of those. That's what New England used to do. And they won a lot of Super Bowls.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, Worthy went to 29 to the Lions, and Guyton went ahead of me. Oh, look at this. I got my choice of Penix and Nix. And I don't want to.
Yeah.
I got Kingsley and Morgan, 35 and 36. I'll go ahead with Kingsley and make you slightly happy.
Yeah, that would make me very happy in real life if it happens.
All right. So you're getting two picks here. You got the guy you like first round. Let's see what you get here. Defensive tackle, Leonard Taylor the third.
I'll go Malachi Corley.
Corley on the second pick. Receiver.
Big guy.
So we went tackle, receiver, like the Chiefs should do.
Malachi Corley ran a lot of bubble screens and stuff in college. He was basically a running back playing on near the out of bounds or sidelines. Is it me or you?
Boy, I could get that second tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Sweat's moving up. Look at Allen moving up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of choices here.
A lot of running backs.
Second tackle is tempting.
Yeah.
I guess Pooney got picked there somewhere because I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see any interior O-line.
Yeah. Might be tempted to take a second tackle. But, I think I'm going to take Johnny Wilson out of Florida State. And the reason is I think we can turn him into a tight end.
Hey.
He's 6'7".
More weapons, yeah. More weapons from Mahomes, Wilson, and Corley. And we got protection for him.
Right.
So at this point, I like Ray Davis and Marshawn Lloyd. So I probably wouldn't take either one because hope maybe one falls to me. And the next, Brendan Rice is probably where I'd go there.
You want to go Brendan Rice, get a third receiver?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that's overkill, maybe.
Not really. I think we need 3 receivers.
Yeah, and just see if
so
we can
here's
trade Tony or more.
So here's our picks so far. We got Kingsley Sumataya, the tackle from BYU. Then we went Corley, the receiver, Western Kentucky. Then Wilson, the receiver, Florida State. Then Jerry Rice's kid, Brendan, receiver, USC. So we went tackle and 3 receivers.
Hey.
Could you see him doing? Could you see Beach doing that?
I don't know, but
would you like that draft?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now
because I think Sky Moore and Tony are
fodder.
They don't need to be here.
All right, so we're at 159. This is the 5th round. Oh, Marshawn Lloyd's still there.
Yeah.
What kind of running back is he?
Big.
He's 5'8".
But he's huge, 220 at 5'8". 5.2 yards a carry.
I like that safety.
Yeah. Got another, actually 3 safeties on there.
I'm not going to tell you how many to pick. Let's just say I got more depth somewhere.
Oh, McCaffrey.
We went 4 receivers in a row. Yeah. We got 2 bloodlines.
And Marshawn Lloyd's available.
So here's our picks. Sumatar. We got the tackle. Then we got the receiver Corley, the receiver Wilson, the receiver Rice, the receiver McCaffrey. We got 2 bloodlines. Out of those 4 receivers, a couple of them got to stick, don't they?
Gonna become. So I'll take Marshawn Lloyd.
Let's see. Is he still there?
Yep.
Ooh, Marshawn Lloyd. Okay. A lot of offense here. A lot of offense. All kinds of weapons for Mahomes. We got 1 pick left. I'll take this guy, DeCamarion Richardson, cornerback, Mississippi State. Now listen to this, 6'2", 188. He's got a RAS of 861.
It's good.
Like that? A tackle, 4 receivers, a running back.
Yeah. I think 4 is a little high, but
and a corner.
2 to 3 is probably.
But I like the bloodlines we got. He was just there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he squirts to running back like his brother.
Or something, yeah.
I mean, you got to get that's some good talent there. One more time?
Yeah, we could simulate. So we could.
Okay, let's try the simulation then, because it didn't go so well for him last time. Kept trading all of our picks for just 1 or 2. And here we go. I'll pause it when the Chiefs pick. Adonai Mitchell, receiver, Texas, first pick for the Chiefs.
A lot of people like him. A lot of Chiefs fans like him, I should say.
Chiefs traded down with the Cardinals, but only down from 64 to 66. The Chiefs also pick up pick 186. The Chiefs took Brandon Dorless, edge rusher, Oregon.
He's a big guy. I think he's kind of what we thought we were getting out of Felix last year.
Tez Walker went to another team. You haven't mentioned Tez much tonight.
Yeah, well, he hasn't been available when we picked.
The Chiefs' next pick, they got the tackle, the kid from Yale, Kyron
Amagaji.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And they're doing trades within the draft. That slows it down just a tad.
Thrash. We got Jamari Thrash, I think.
Yeah. We got Jamari Thrash, receiver, Louisville, with 131, 5th round.
Yeah, great pick because we got him and Mitchell now.
Chiefs take Shaw Smith Wade.
Okay, I'm not familiar with
cornerback, Washington State. Let's see if we can look at him. 5'9", 184. Brad's not very high either.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to overcome that. Going against receivers are generally over 6 feet. I think we traded again.
We traded out of 173 with Tennessee. Mm-hmm. We got 182 and 250. So we moved down 9 spots and got an extra 7.
It's probably close to Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh, we got Tommy Eichenberg, the linebacker from Ohio State. I like that pick. Yeah.
Is he inside? Yep, 230.
Yeah, 6'2", 233, Raj, 7'8", 120 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and a pick. That's not bad. I'll take it.
I'm about to pick again. Jaquan Jackson got another receiver. He's a big guy too, I think. No, he's not.
5'9", 188, yeah. Jaquan Jackson.
Okay.
So we did get 3 receivers, which I think we need. I don't know much about him.
Tulane, is that what it was?
So they had a good quarterback down there.
Mm-hmm.
At 252, we got I lost it. But anyway, so there we go. We did a whole bunch of mocks for you. That was on Pro Football Network, and they're free to do. They do have the little pop-up ads and such. Anything else we need to cover for this draft? We went 7 rounds a number of times.
I've talked to a lot of friends about Rashee Rice and whether to keep him, whether to trade him, whether to
Well, he left the playbook in there. He had marijuana in there. There might be guns. He was in an accident in broad daylight. He left the scene.
Definitely nothing happened that was good. I think
nothing
it was
positive.
Easter weekend too, wasn't it?
Huh?
Something Easter weekend, was that what it was?
Can't
but
remember.
Either way, it's very unfortunate because we
talented kid, obviously very talented.
We had some stuff go on with Tyreek. I never really found out what the truth was. We had some stuff, like you said, go on with Justin Ross, and even Amenahue got suspended 6 games last year for domestic stuff. Mm-hmm. So we want to clean up our image. Clark Hunt got an F- from the players supposedly. So I'd like to clean up, that. And if someone wanted to trade for Rashee Rice and give us some good collateral or compensation, then I'd be okay with it.
But if you were the other team,
it's risky.
I like Rashee Rice. I like his game. The person outside of football is very, very sketchy right now. Mm-hmm. Is this a one-time mistake maybe that just went really bad?
Yeah, that's
the risk.
That's the risk in keeping him versus trading him. If he makes, we would never, we hope that he cleans up his act regardless of what team he's on. But the Dallas Cowboys, he's from that area, I think, in Texas. Jerry Jones has taken chances on players before, Pac-Man Jones.
7th round pick? Are you going to give me a 7th round pick?
Oh, I think we'll get more than that. I think so. Was it who's
bag of footballs?
Who's Santonio Holmes? Was he the Steeler player that got traded for a 5th round after he tested for weed? He had weed in his system, which is now, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, but I mean, now you got this guy's being sued for $1 million. So you got the playbook in there. You got a whole bunch of different things.
He'll get suspended for 6 to 8 games, is what most people believe it'll be. In that
could be a year. I could see a year.
Well, on his first who knows? But it's bad, and our reputation to me is more important than if
so
he gets
get rid of
1,000
him.
yards.
Even would you just straight out cut him? I mean, we straight out cut Kareem Hunt for lying to the team.
Yeah.
I mean, what Kareem Hunt did was nowhere near this, and he got cut.
Right.
And that was a mistake the Chiefs made because it was too stiff a penalty, I think, on Hunt.
Yeah. So
but this one, I could see this is worth cutting.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely egregious in every way, shape, and form. I think if a team like Dallas or another team were to say, "Hey, we'll give you a fifth or a fourth, or maybe we go
whatever you can get for it."
But
yeah.
I
don't know if we're going to get anything.
Seventh, I probably wouldn't do it just because those typically don't even make the team. A lot of times they might.
Yeah, usually it's a Pacheco.
Well, yeah, but the majority of the time, I'd say 90% of the time, it's not. So I probably wouldn't. Do it for seventh, but if someone offers a fifth, you definitely at least got to consider it.
Would a team do it this year during the draft, or
I think if it's a team, it's probably Dallas because he's.
Do you think they would do it during the draft? Say, hey, we'll give you our 6th round. For Rice.
Because at that point we will have already drafted our next big receiver. I think either in the 1st or 2nd round, we'll probably get someone that we really like, and then Rashid comes somewhat expendable because we'll have that guy, Marquise Hollywood Brown, and Justin Watson.
Hey, we could have the 4 guys we took.
Yeah, and Travis Kelce still got some years left.
Depending on what Ms. Swift says.
Yeah, and Pacheco, like you meant, we have a lot of weapons. It's just we need more.
Mm-hmm.
And what Rashid did was it's difficult. It's difficult to accept because it's easy to hate the Chiefs right now because the 90s Cowboys won, I believe, 3 out of 4.
Yeah, we're hogging the Super Bowls and
we're in this dynasty.
We were in such a drought though for 5 decades.
Yeah, we're in a dynasty now. The Taylor Swift thing, like there's a lot of people that will either love us or you hate us, and we don't really want to. At least for me, I don't want to have the reputation of like committing crimes and criminals on our team and stuff. So if we think we can, get him to clean up his act and maybe not hang around the bad influences, but again, you have to at least listen to what other teams, if Dallas needs like a number 2 for CeeDee Lamb, they might be willing to part with a 4th or 5th, we don't know, but I've seen Jerry Jones take chances on players before.
Mm-hmm.
And he fits right in there. He would be a great.
So watch for a trade to Dallas, perhaps.
I mean, I'm just throwing it. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if those discussions have been made have taken place. I'd love to get more collateral and compensation, but no matter how you slice it, what Rice did was unacceptable.
Yeah.
So whether he remains a Chief or whether he moves on or whatever, he can't continue this type of behavior, and hopefully he realizes that, and he understands that even driving a car at 100 miles an hour or 120 or whatever it is, that's unacceptable. Whether you got weed and alcohol in your system, that's unacceptable while driving. You're leaving the scene of a crime or a crash that where kids have been injured, and you're not even checking to see if they're okay.
Yeah.
You have guns, you have drugs, you have all this stuff. It's tough. It's tough for me, it's tough to support a guy like that.
Yeah.
Now, could he clean up his act and become changed and start making better decisions? Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. He's only 22, 23.
Yeah. He's young, but we've seen it go both ways. We've seen guys continue to make the same mistakes over and over. Josh Gordon, do you remember how many times he's been suspended in the league?
Yeah, so 3.
I'd say it's probably So you hope that he cleans up his act regardless of where he goes or whether he stays. I could see it going either way. If it was me, I would at least listen to teams and what they're offering for him.
Anything. bag of footballs.
Well,
He'd be
because
out of
he's
the game.
not getting paid a lot. He's on a rookie.
He's on a rookie contract,
second round pick. So it's not like he's like 20 million a year.
Yeah.
And he's already proven he can get, 900 to 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
He reminds me of just a really stronger version of Julian Edelman. The way that we run his routes.
Mm-hmm.
Now another team might use him differently, but that's who he reminds me of on the Chiefs.
All right. Well, we spent plenty of time here. I'm not sure exactly. We're about an hour and a half. Does it seem like that?
No,
time flies. Just keep talking football and draft and all that.
1 week away. So
we hope you guys enjoyed our broadcast tonight. You're welcome to share it with other people on other formats, social media, whatever. Also, please like and subscribe to my channel. I have other videos I do along with the Chiefs and other things. And let others know about the broadcast tonight. We'd appreciate it. We are not in this for money by any chance. We're just fans, pretty much just like you guys are. But we do love and enjoy the draft. We do study out quite a bit, and we have a lot of fun with it. So hope you all out there enjoyed our broadcast. This is Tim and Sam signing off, and we'll see you again next time.
Thanks.